Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to appreciate here as I start doing this question, which is a May 2019 question number 4b, financial management, although very important, very important, very important. For students in this case, we are doing advanced what here? Advanced financial management as well. Please don't go to an exam without knowing this. Don't go to an exam without knowing this. This is very important for everybody. But before I start doing it, I would want you to remind ourselves here. If you are given here profit before depreciation and tax of say 10, and then we have tax of 30%, and then they have given us depreciation of say 3, depreciation of 3. Can somebody in this case here go ahead and give me the cash flow? Is there somebody who can go ahead and give me the cash flow? Is there somebody who can go ahead and give me the cash flow? Somebody who can go ahead and give me the cash flow? Anybody who can go ahead and give me the cash flow here? Anyone who can go ahead and give Mwalimu the cash flow? I'll be so happy. If I can get this cash flow, I will be so happy. So happy. Remember our format. Our format, if you're able to remember our pro forma or format, we normally take profit before depreciation and tax. We less, in this case here, taxation. We less, and then we add what we call depreciation tax shield to be able to get our cash flow directly. So we take profit before depreciation and tax. If a figure is given, we tax it directly. And then we add what we call a depreciation tax shield. So in this particular question, we happen to be having our PBDT. Our profit before depreciation and tax has been given as 10. So PBDT is 10. Then we less tax. What is our tax? It is 30% of the profit, 10. So 30% of 10 gives me what figure here? This gives me 3. This gives me 3, isn't it? This gives me 3. And then I'll be able to deduct and, of course, add depreciation tax shield. Our depreciation tax shield, we shall take the depreciation amount, which is what here, which is 3. We multiply this with the rate of taxation. So 3 times 30% gives me what figure, Aaron? That can't be 9, really, Aaron. It can't be 9. It can't, because you see 30% is the same as 0.3. 30% is the same as 0.3. So 0.3 times this gives me 0. What here? This gives me 0.9. Please don't make that mistake in an exam. Meaning that our cash flow will be what here? Can somebody give me this cash flow? It will be 7.9. It will be 7.9. We have got many ways of doing it. Remember, another student, another ninja would have come and they're using this method too. I mean, whichever you decide to use. So method 2, ladies and gentlemen, we have here profit before depreciation and tax of 10. I mean, this skill, I'll be making use of this knowledge here to tackle this question. Very important. So somebody will come and less depreciation of 3. All right. And the ones that have been able to subtract depreciation of 3 there, they're able to get 7, which will be profit before tax. And then they will be able to go ahead and less taxation. So tax in this case here is 30% of the profit. 30% of this 7. 30% of 7 gives me 2.what here? 2.1. 30% of 7 gives me 2.1. So these niggers, not nigger, but ninjas, these ninjas are able to give me the profit after tax. So what is this profit after tax? So 7 minus 2.1, what are we getting, somebody? We are getting 4.9. So if you're using this approach, after you get profit after tax, what should be the next thing for us to be able to get cash flow? What should be the next thing for us to be able to get cash flow? We add back depreciation the way it is. So we add back depreciation the way it is, which is 3. So by doing that, we are able to get 7.9. By doing that, we are able to get 7. Remember here, we add back depreciation the way it is. Not depreciation tax shield, but depreciation. You get the 7.9, which is the figure we got there. But a very good ninja, now the very best of them all ninjas, the very best of them all ninjas will come and handle this question this way. Will come and handle this question this way. They'll tell you that operational cash flow equals profit before depreciation and tax, less tax. Less tax. And then you add depreciation tax shield. A good ninja will do it directly like this. You take profit before depreciation and tax, you less taxation, and then you add depreciation tax shield. So in this question now, this is method 3. This is method number 3. Method number 3. So do we have this PBDT? Oh, yes, we do. It is 10 times 1 minus rate of tax is 30%. 30% is the same as 0.3. And then we shall come and add a depreciation tax shield. So we shall take depreciation. We know what depreciation is. Depreciation is this 3. So we shall take this 3, but now because it's a tax shield, we multiply this with 0.3 or 30%. Will this end up giving us 7.9, my good students? Will this end up giving us 7.9, my good students? Please confirm. This is a very good method. This is a very good method. So I've given you 3 methods. You shall settle with the one that you know, always, any monkey will settle on that tree where they feel most comfortable, where they feel most comfortable, where they feel most comfortable. Then, ladies and gentlemen, with your permission now, I will be able to go to this question. It's a financial management question, which I would want to do here. A very, very serious question for students who are doing AFM and AFM and the intermediate level financial management. This question here, question 4b, Juhudi Industries Limited. I love this question. Juhudi Industries Limited. They are telling us here, Juhudi Industries Limited intends to replace an existing machine with a new one, which is more efficient. The existing machine was acquired 2 years ago at a cost of 4 million, at a cost of 4 million, at a cost of 4 million, at a cost of 4 million. The useful life of this machine, was originally expected to be how much here? As you can see there, the useful life of this machine was originally expected to be 5 years with no salvage value. However, the valuer has now estimated that the machine shall have an economic useful life of 10 more years, and a salvage value of 500,000. The new machine is estimated to cost 8 million. An additional installation cost of 400,000 shall be incurred. The new machine has a useful economic life of 10 years. The financial analyst of the company estimates that the existing machine could be sold for 2.5 million at the current prevailing market price. The new machine is expected to increase sales, whereby debtors would increase by 320,000, inventory by 140,000, creditors would increase by 300,000. The profit before depreciation and tax over the next 10 years of the 2 machines is given as follows. So they've given us their additional information. The company's required cost of capital is 10%. Corporation tax rate is 30%. The company uses straight line method of depreciation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a straightforward question where they want us to give them net present value. Whenever they give us this kind of question, out of so many students who will try this exam, trust you me, whenever a question of 2 machines, old machine to be replaced with a new machine comes, we can't get more than 300 students in the entire country getting this question correct. Maximum will be 300 out of 10,000. Because very few of them will be able to do this thing correctly, especially on 2 fronts. Depreciations of the 2 machines, and then number 2, the other thing that normally defeats them Number two is the profit on disposal of the old machine. Those are the two technical areas. Once you understand how to handle those two technical areas, then you should be able to, pass this particular, this is a very, very common question. Very common question. So I would want us, ladies and gentlemen, to start this question this way. I would want you pretty fast, give me the depreciation of new machine. Depreciation of new machine. Depreciation of new machine. How do we get depreciation? They have told us, this is a good examiner. It is straight line method. And whenever it is straight line method, it is initial cost minus any scrap value, all over number of what year? All over number of years. That's straight line. Straight line, remember, depreciation will be constant. Straight line, remember, depreciation will be constant every year. And then remember the other thing, that this cost must include any installations. Any cost that you will incur from the time you are buying a machine to the time you are installing the machine to start, in this case here, producing. All those costs, the cost of procuring the machine, the transportation cost, if there is any insurance in a card on the way, plus the installation cost, they have to be capitalized, all of them. They have to be capitalized, all of them. So now I'm looking at the new machine. Is there somebody who is able to see the cost of the new machine? Is there somebody who is able to see the cost of the new machine? I want to believe you guys have the paper with you now, but of course, I should be able to come and share here. So you can see the new machine is estimated to cost 8 million, but there is an additional installation cost of 400. So in this case here, the cost of the new machine is not just 8 million. It will be 8.4 million because of the installation cost. And I would want us to chop the 3 zeros. So then this becomes 8,400 minus my scrap value. Does it have any scrap value? They've told us, ladies and gentlemen, that this will be scrapped at, is it 2,500? The new machine, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure that the new machine will be going for 2,500? They're saying 250, the new machine. The new machine is estimated to cost 8 million. An additional installation cost of 400,000 shall be incurred. The new machine has a useful life of 10 years. The financial analyst of the company estimates that the existing machine could be sold for 2,500 at the current prevailing. There is nowhere they are giving us scrap value of the new machine. Is there somebody who is able to see the scrap value of the new machine? I don't seem to see. I don't seem to see. Is it given? Because if I read from the beginning, if I read from the beginning, my students, if I read from the beginning here, Juhudi Industries intends to replace an existing machine with a new one, which is more efficient. The existing machine was acquired 2 years ago at a cost of 4 million. The useful life of this machine was originally expected to be 5 years with no salvage value. Initially, no salvage value. However, the value has now estimated that the machine shall have an economic useful life of 10 more years and a salvage value of 500,000. You see, the existing machine has a salvage value. Go to paragraph number 2, where now they're giving us information about the new machine. They're telling us the new machine is estimated to cost 8 million. An additional installation cost of 400,000 should be incurred. The new machine has a useful life of 10 years. The financial analyst of the company estimates that the existing machine could be sold for 2,500 at the current prevailing market price. They have not given us, please don't take this 2,500 to be the scrap value of the new machine. And yet they have told us that this is the selling price of the existing machine. They are not having any relationship there. So residual value of the new machine will be 0. Residual value or scrap value of the new machine will be 0. Divided by how many years does it have? Number of years. It is 10 years. Number of years is 10 years. So then are you able to give me this figure? Are you able to give me this figure here? 840, 840, 840. So please go ahead and give me the depreciation tax shield of the new machine. These are free marks. So the depreciation tax shield of the new machine will be 840 times the rate of tax, which has been given there in additional information, note number 2. They have told us the corporation tax is 30%. So 840 times 30%, this will end up giving me what figure? Depreciation tax shield, 252. These are free marks being given to you. Thank you so much. Then we shall go straight away to the depreciation of the old machine. Depreciation of the old machine. Depreciation of the old machine. I'm so sure this is what normally defeats. This is what normally defeats most of these students here. This is normally what defeats most of these students will not be able to handle this depreciation of the old machine. Now remember, here we are today. When we want to make, in this case here, what we call the replacement decision. Today, when we want to make this replacement decision. So today, we are told this old machine, the existing machine was acquired how many years ago? It was acquired 2 years ago. 2 years ago. At what cost? It was acquired 2 years ago. At what cost? 2 years ago. At what cost? This existing machine was acquired 2 years ago at a cost of 4,000. Remember, we are cutting the 3 zeros. At a cost of 4,000. So then I would want to move this machine from here 2 years ago to today. So then I need to get, in this case here, the depreciation first of all. So depreciation is straight line. I will take, in this case here, the cost, which was 4,000, minus scrap value. Initially, did we have any scrap value for this machine? Initially, did we have any scrap value for this machine? Initially, Juhudi Industries Limited intends to replace an existing machine with a new one, which is more efficient. The existing machine was acquired how many years ago? 2 years ago at a cost of 4 million. The useful life of the machine was originally 5 years with no salvage value. No salvage value. Initially, no salvage value. Initially, paragraph 1, no salvage value. Divided by a number of years, which the initial period was 5 years. Are you able to give me this depreciation per annum? Initially, it was 5 years. Are you able to give me this depreciation per annum? Depreciation per annum. 800, eh? 800. There is a ninja saying there that they can't hear Mwalimu. What you need to do is to tell them to get out of the meeting, and then they come back. They come back. So remember, this is per annum. This is per annum. Per annum. And we are told that this machine was acquired 2 years ago. So as of today, it has lost value over 2 years. Over 2 years. So as of today, is there somebody who can give me the net book value of this old machine? As of today, is there somebody who can give me the net book value? It will be the cost minus accumulated depreciation. Minus accumulated depreciation. So it will be the cost. The cost was 4,000. The cost was 4,000. Depreciation is 800 per year. But remember, we acquired this machine 2 years ago. 2 years ago. We acquired this machine 2 years ago. We acquired this machine 2 years ago. We acquired this machine 2 years ago. So then this gives me a net book value of 2,400 as of today. As of today. So now we have 2,400 is the net book value. Then what are we doing today? Today we are calling in a valuer. So we call in a valuer. So we are calling in a valuer. So when we call in a valuer, this becomes now my new cost. We are calling in a valuer here. So this becomes my new cost. 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 This becomes my new cost as of today. So we want to calculate here the depreciation after valuation. Then. Depreciation after valuation, after fair valuation, after fair valuation, after fair, talk of fair valuation, after fair valuation, after fair valuation. So after fair valuation, what have they told us? Please listen, listen here, listen here. They have told us the useful life of this machine was originally, paragraph 1, was originally expected to be 5 with no salvage value. However, there is a valuer there. However, the valuer has now estimated that the machine will have an economic life of 10 more years. 10 more years. And a salvage value of 500. So come and give me the depreciation after fair valuation. After fair valuation. Depreciation of the existing machine after fair valuation. How will I do this? It is still straight line. So if it is still straight line, I'm taking the cost minus the scrap value over the number of years. So the cost will be this net book value, which you give me as 2,400. Scrap value is 500. Divided by the number of years, these additional years, they are 10. They are 10. So is there somebody who is able to give me this figure? 190, right? They're giving me a figure of 190. They're giving me a figure of 190. Now, this is what you are comparing. Remember, the comparison is between the new machine of 10 years and now the old machine, which has been revalued for 10 years. The duration must be the same. Duration must be the same. So then go ahead and give me the depreciation tax sheet. Depreciation tax sheet. Give me the depreciation tax sheet. Give me the depreciation tax sheet. Give me the depreciation tax sheet. Is there somebody who is able to give me this? So it will be this 190 times 190 times 30% times 30% times 30%, which I'm being given as 57. This is very, very interesting because I'll now come and give them because of the new machine, incremental DTS. So incremental depreciation tax shield will be the new depreciation tax shield minus the old machine's depreciation tax shield. So for me to get this incremental depreciation tax shield, I will take the new depreciation tax shield over the old. Is there somebody who is able to remind us what the new machine's depreciation tax shield was? Up there, we did that. For the new machine, up there, we did that. We did that. Okay, great. 252, 252 minus now the old. Remember this was the old machine which was revalued minus 57. So what figure am I able to get this? What figure am I able to get here? What figure am I able to get here? So we have here 195. So we have here 195. This is so important to me. This is so important to me. Allow me to rub my board. This is very important to me, and I'm so sure that I will repeat. This is very important for me. Now, the second last thing in terms of my work, I would want you guys to give me the terminal cash flow. The terminal cash flow. Is there somebody who can remind Mwalimu about examples of terminal cash flows? Please, 2 of them. They're normally 2. Is there somebody who is able to remember examples of terminal cash flows? I'll give somebody a present today. Terminal cash flows. There are 2 normally. There are 2 normally. Regular and irregular, no. Lump sum, no. When we terminate the project, when the project comes to an end, we realize our scrap value. So you have to give me incremental scrap value. You have to give me the incremental scrap value. You must give me the incremental scrap value because there are 2 of them. So what you will do, you will come and give me the new scrap value minus the old scrap value. Please, I would want to draw your attention here that this is new machine scrap value, versus old machine scrap value. Are you able to see the new machine scrap value? This machine that you're bringing on board, how much is its scrap value? You must be able to remember this from the depreciation figure that we worked. Was it not 0? Was it not 0? Is there somebody who is able to remember that the new machine scrap value is 0 here? 0. Minus, ladies and gentlemen, the old machine scrap value that I'm able to vividly remember, which was 500, which was 500. All right. So then this gives me minus 500. I mean, I'm not able to feel my students in this case who are following Mwalimu here through Zoom. I don't know whether the same is applicable to those ninjas who are following me through my TikTok account. At least the TikTok, I can see them, they're doing great things. I think TikTok is a good platform. It's a good platform. I mean, you know, somewhere, you know, even, for example, when you want to make your pastor in church feel happy. I mean, these are things you have done. Even when they are saying nothing, you simply jump up and say, hallelujah, isn't it? All right. Or ask a question, right? At least we have to talk. And I can see my TikTok followers are really very, very happy. They're very, very happy. Or they're following. Okay, they're following. Then I'm happy. Now from there, come and give me, of course, this is number one. The first terminal cash flow is the scrap value. Why am I using the word incremental? It's because we've got two machines. So then we must keep on talking about incremental. Then, great, Mutamba. Right. So number two, we have what we call working capital. So at times, ladies and gentlemen, of course, incremental must be incremental. It must be incremental. Now, in some cases, they will tell you that working capital is 500. But you see, this is finance. Finance, nobody would want you to pass very easily. They will expect you to know that working capital equals what minus what? Is there somebody who is able to remember the formula of getting working capital? Working capital equals what minus what? Thank you so much, Mochama. You must be a serious ninja. It is current assets minus current liabilities. So are you able to give me the working capital for the new machine? Are you able to give me the working capital for the new machine? So in this case here, they have given me two current assets. I can see in paragraph 3, they have told me the debtors. You see, debtors are current assets. They are 320. In inventory, the new machine is expected to increase sales, whereby debtors would increase by 320. Inventory will increase by 140 minus creditors. Those are liabilities, 300. So then this will give me what figure? This will give me what figure as my working capital for the new machine? Why am I adding these two? Remember, these are debtors and these are inventories. These are components of the current assets. And they're giving me a figure of 160 for the new machine. So then this will be 160 minus, they haven't given me working capital for the old machine. They never gave me working capital for the old machine. In most cases, they give you. But here, of course, it's justifiable because they have given me working capital increase in working capital. So whatever we have is an increase, but there's no problem. Just say this is 0. So 160 minus 0. So this gives me 100 what here, somebody? 160 positive. So then this will give me minus 340. When you add. So in this case here, the terminal cash flow is minus 340. Up to here. Are we together really? Up to here. Are we together? All right. So as I continue, I always like taking feedback from my students. If it were an exam, would you guys have managed to get these workings correctly up to here? If you got this kind of a question in the exam, would have you gotten the workings correctly up to here? They are saying yes. They are saying yes. Mochama is the only one saying from now, yes. From now, I will get it. From now, yes. Thank you so much. Then from there, we shall go to the next working, which now is the working of operational cash flows. Cash flows. Give me the cash flows here. Give me the cash flows. So the cash flows, I can see here, we have 10 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. So what I will do, first of all, I will come and calculate the incremental profit before depreciation and tax. Incremental. So go ahead and give me incremental depreciation, profit before depreciation and tax. So you are taking the new minus the old. New minus the old. We are taking new minus old. We are taking new minus old. New minus old. We are taking new minus old. New minus old. New minus old. So are you able to see those profits, ladies and gentlemen? Like I can see there, this second, or rather third paragraph, after the third paragraph, they are telling us something very special there. After this third paragraph, here, the profit before depreciation and tax over the next 10 years, they are given. They are given. I simply want, you see, this is the PBDT for the new machine, PBDT for the existing machine. I want the incremental. So incremental means I subtract 350 minus 280. 350 minus 280. Is there somebody who can give me those differences pretty fast? Is there somebody who can give me those differences pretty fast? Year by year. Like the first one is 350 minus 280, giving me 70. The first one is 70, incremental PBDT. The first one is 70. The first one is 70. The second one will be 400 minus 300, giving me 100. Please give me these figures. 100. 100. How about the incremental for year 3? Incremental for year 3. Incremental for year 3 is 420 minus 320. 100 still. Incremental for year 4, 410 minus 340. I don't want to disturb my head too much when I've got my children here. 70. Who should be able to help them? I'm presuming, I'm making an assumption that there is nobody who is older than me here. How about increase in year 5? Is there somebody who is able to give me increase in year 5? It is 70 as well. I'm told it's 70 as well. How about increase in year 6? Increase in year 6, I'm told it is 60. Thank you so much. How about increase in year 7? Increase in year 7, 70. Increase in year 8. Increase in year 8. Increase in year 8 seems to be 70. Increase in year 9. Increase in year 9. 9, I'm being told it's 40. How about increase in year 10? Lastly, increase in year 10, we have 30. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember, I want cash flow. Remember, I want cash flow. I want cash flow. How will I get this cash flow? To get this cash flow, I will take the PBDT, I subtract tax, then I add the incremental DTS. I add the DTS. This figure of 195 that we got, the incremental DTS, are they able to remember that incremental DTS? Are they able to remember? That board cannot be seen up there. They're able to do some abracadabra for these guys to see these numbers. Great. Thank you so much. So anytime they want me to give this cash flow, whenever I've got many of them, then what I will do, I will come and take this as my PBDT, of course, an incremental. And then I less tax. And then I add this one. So my question is, are you able to remember this in incremental DTS, these guys? Was it 195? Are they able to remember that figure? These guys, are they able to remember that figure? Or they are forgotten? They are forgotten. At least 2 ninjas can remember 195. When I break it up, this is what I will do. I will come, ladies and gentlemen, here and take this 70 times 0.7 times, or rather plus 195. I'm so sure that you guys haven't yet seen that 195. I'm so sure you guys haven't yet seen that 195. And if you have seen it, then you haven't seen this 0.7. Remember, this 0.7 is 1 minus tax. And tax is 0.3. Tax is 0.3. Tax is 0.3. So it equals 70 times 0.7 plus 195. Plus 195. EK is giving me a figure of 244. EK is giving me a figure of 244 like that. Then we go in this case here to the second cash flow. Everything else will remain the same. The incremental cash flow here, the incremental PBT is 100. I go minus tax, of course. And then I add that this 195 is going to be the same throughout. 195 will be the same throughout. So the 195 will be the same throughout. The 195 will be the same throughout. 265. So I also expect the TikTok students here to give me answers, you know. Are they giving me answers there? All right. Or it means that they are only following and they're not giving answers. All right. Then they should be able to do me one favor. They share the video, isn't it? They share the video. They share the video. Then are you able to do now all the cash flows? Are you able to do all the cash flows? Are you able to do all the cash flows? All the cash. Like now, this one, I know it will be 265. I know this will be 244. I know this will be 2. Don't ask me how I'm getting this. I know this will be 244. 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 How about this one, somebody? Is there somebody who can give me this one of 60? Because it will be 60 times 0.7 plus 195. Are you able to give me that figure? 60. Yeah, 60. What figure are we getting there? 230 what year? 237. They are telling me, Mwalimu, even that one just grab. We have an answer for the 60. It is 237. How about for the 40? 40 less tax of it, 40 times 0.7 plus 195. Plus 195. So this gives us 223. 223. The resident wants to know my TikTok account is which one. It's some guys who have opened it for me here. Joshua Aura. Oh, Joshua Aura, ACCA Mentor. Joshua Aura, ACCA Mentor is my TikTok account. These are young people who really would want Mwalimu to succeed. They're opening good things for me. They have also opened for me. Is it Snapchat? Snapchat. So many good things are on the way. So this is 244. This is 244. This is 244. And this is 265. 265. 265. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, apart from these operational cash flows, do we expect any new other cash flows? I mean, are there other cash flows that we expect? Or is that it? Yeah, which one is that? Which one is that? Which one is that? The terminal. I'm telling you, Her Excellency, if this was a physical class, as in, if Her Excellency were together like this, I would have given you 1,000 straight away. It's unfortunate that we are not together. It's unfortunate that we are not together. So these terminal cash flows, there are two possibilities. Now, as we get used to this, I would want you to start getting what we call best practices. Best practices. The best practice will not be for you to come and say, add terminal. The best practice will be for you to come and appreciate that the terminal cash flow will be obtained in which year. The best one is for you to appreciate that the terminal cash flow will be obtained which year? The 10th year, isn't it? And then you duplicate, you write another 10. And then, of course, here there'll be nothing. Here you come and write the terminal cash flow. I can't remember that terminal cash flow, the incremental. Was it minus 340? Was it minus 340? The last year. So you duplicate this. If it was a project ending on year 8, you would have said here for the normal and then 8 for the terminal. So this is terminal. Terminal cash flow. This is terminal cash flow. Terminal minus 340. Was it minus 340? Walter, was it minus 500? Perhaps Walter has just come now. Her Excellency, how would you forget that you're looking at the incremental and we had done a working, Her Excellency? Have you forgotten that working that we did? Walter Kirok, have you forgotten some working that we did, which gave us the incremental of minus 340? which gave us an increment of minus 340. Are you able to remember that? Are you able to remember that? Is everybody able to remember that minus 340? Is everybody able to remember? Oma, I'm so sure you weren't there. You came in late. I would prefer, Oma, you look at the video. You look at the video. But unless you were there and then you never understood. Great, great. Then, ladies and gentlemen, of course, as they confirm like that, we are getting this great class from RCM College. Now we are getting into revision. We are getting into special revision, all right? Like these lunch hour classes, etc. So you need to sign up with us. Of course, for this time round, students who are registered with us, if you are in any of our paid group, if you are in any of our paid group, whenever we have additional classes, we will not charge you anything, nothing. But we expect you guys to bring us new students. I mean, you must make RCM keep on growing, isn't it? 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000 is our number. Is our number. We expect you to call us, for the revision classes. All right. Now, from there, ladies and gentlemen, please go ahead and discount these numbers. So should I use PVIF or PVFA? Should I use PVIF or PVFA to discount? PVIF, because these figures are irregular. Because they're irregular. So come and give us PVIF. Has the examiner given us the cost of capital? Has the examiner given us the cost of capital? Has the examiner given us the cost? What is the cost of capital given there? 10%. Thank you so much. Of course, at the advanced level, they can't give you this cost of capital directly. At the advanced level, they'll tell you risk-free. They'll give you ERM. They'll come and they give you, in this case here, beta. They'll give you weight of debt. They'll give you weight of equity. They would expect you to use CAPM and then you calculate the WACACA, the WACC. At the advanced level cost, if you get an examiner at the advanced level who is giving you cost of capital directly, that examiner doesn't love you. He doesn't want you to attach a higher value to your certificate. A good examiner would want you, even after you're finished, you should be able to respect CPA forever. So you should be able to go through a few areas here and there to be able to get this cost of capital. So for example, a serious examiner would even want you to use a Hamada's equation. If you're doing advanced Hamada's model in getting this cost of capital. That's how we are at that level. This is a junior level, a little bit junior. They give you cost of capital directly because they don't want to scare them at this lower level when they are starting their career. Advanced level, you have to go through some meanders to get cost of capital, which I'll be able to teach you. You have to create more time. You have to create more time. So the 10%, do I use the formula? No. 10%, it is there. You have a table. You have a table with this 10%. Is there somebody who is able to read for us that 10%? Is there somebody who is able to read for us that 10%? Is there anybody who is able to read for us that 10% from the table? Maybe you have the table, isn't it? You have the table. You have the table. So the first one, year one, 10%, it is 0.9091. How about year two? How about year two? From the table, 0.8264. 0.8264. From there, we go to year three, 7513. 7513. From there, we go to year four. We go to year four. So year four from RODA, 6830. 6830. From there, we go to year number five. Year number five. Year number five. 6209. 6209. 6209. 5645. 5645. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. 5132. 5132. Yes. Okay, somebody should be able to help Calvin Kamune there by sending the notes. 4655, although I'll repeat this because I also saw the other Calvin. He came in late. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. 4655. But the very best way, Calvin, I will be able to upload this video. I'll be able to upload this video straight away on YouTube. Immediately after this, go to Joshua Aura. Joshua Aura will be able to get this video there. 42, 41, 0.4241, like that. And then we go to the 10th year. The 10th year, what do we have? 0.3855. 3855. So then what do you think of this terminal cash flow? Which figure should I use here? It is called the detour as above, isn't it? Drop down. You drop down 0.3855 like that. And then now you come and create a column of DCFs. You create a column of DCFs, discounted cash flows. You create a column of discounted cash flows. I don't know whether you guys are able to follow. Be honest with me. Somehow, are you able to follow? Or am I too fast for you? Are you able to follow? Are you able to follow? Are you able to follow? Thank you so much. All right. All right. Then discounted cash flows, I expect you guys to give me 2 decimal places. Please come here and give me 2 decimal places. Year 6, somebody is telling me year 8 is 46.55. Year 8 is 46.55. Yeah, 4665, eh? Okay, let's correct this. I'm told this is supposed to be 65. Is that correct? Year 8, is this now correct? Yes, thank you so much. So come and give me the discounted cash flows, 2 decimal places. Oh, yay. Give me the discounted cash flows, 2 decimal places, 2 decimal places, 2 decimal places. So EK doesn't disappoint. It is coming to 221.82. 221.82. 221.82. From there, you go to the second one. You are taking the cash flow times the amount times the PV, present value interest factor. I'm getting 218.99. 218.99. Is it 219? I don't know. They're saying it's 219, Mwalimu. It should be 219. They're telling me, Mwalimu, this should be 219. This should be 219. Then you go to year number 3. Year number 3, we have 199.09. 199.09. Then we go to year number 4. Year number 4, what do we have? Year number 4, we have 166. 100 and what year? 166.65. I don't know. 166.65. Then we go to year number 5. Now we are taking this 244 times 0.82.6209. Most ninjas are not giving me numbers. 151.50. 151.50. 151.50. Then you go to year number 6. Year number 6, you're taking this and this. Year number 6, 133.79. 133.79. Then we take 244 times this. 150. Let me go slow here. 125, 125.22. 125.22. This is the correct answer. 125.22. We are almost there. I'm so excited. Year number 8, 244 times this. Year number 8. So we have here 113.83. 113.83. 113.83. Then we go to 223 times 0.4241. 94.57. 94.57. Then we go to the second last. 223 times 0.3855. All right. Ivona, I can see has gotten the very last one, right? Because I can see a negative there. 85.97. Let me see whether the one that Ivona is giving me will be the last. Oh, Ivona, it wasn't correct. 131.07. So my cameraman, please take the camera a bit down. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you should be able to come and give me the total present value here. Please give me the total present value there. So now you are adding all the discounted cash flows, all of them, except for the last one, which will say minus 131.07. All of them. The total discounted cash flows. Total discounted cash flows. Douglas, I hope your answer is negative. Remember, this was negative 340. This was negative 340. For the TikTok people, Please, in this case here, go ahead and share that video. Of course, this being an academic thing, I don't expect that I will ever get a lion. Is there anybody who can give me a lion when I'm teaching? They can't give me a lion. I don't know. I'm also aware. They can't even give me flowers, these ninjas. Douglas is saying that this FM, is this simple, or is it my presence as the chief ninja? We shall overcome. We shall overcome. All right. So how much are we getting here for this total discounted cash flows? Is there somebody who is able? According to EK, it is 1380.37. 1380.37. These guys are giving me my flowers here. These guys are giving me my flowers here. Chief Ninja's methodology, 1380, this camera, they can't see here, 1380.37. So then after you do that, you will come under less initial outlay. You will come under less initial outlay. Initial outlay. Not unless I get extra time. If I have some time on my hands, then I'll be able to compute this initial outlay. Otherwise, I will tell the examiner, I'm not doing this. I'll just finish this question there and go and disappear. Here, I'll have gotten like 80% of the mark, 80% of the marks. So unless I go to other questions, I finish those other questions in this case, and then I realize that I've got more time on my hands, I'll be able to compute this initial outlay. Otherwise, I will not do it. I will not do it. But here, because you're learning, allow Mwalimu to do it. Allow Mwalimu to do this initial outlay. This initial outlay has three components. The initial outlay has three components, and I'll be able to give you the format. Whenever we have two machines, format of initial outlay. So if I want to make this particular word here, decision to replace. So there will be cost of the new machine. So I'll always take the cost of new machine. Cost of new machine, don't forget the installation. You take like that. You may be told in this case here to pay some tax. Tax because you're going to sell the old machine. So in this case here, you add tax on disposal of old machine. Old machine. So basically, we'll take the rate of tax, which perhaps would be 30%, times profit on disposal. Profit on disposal of old machine. You add. Of course, if it's a loss, you shall subtract. But you see here, in most cases, it will be a gain. So if it's a gain, you'll be told, hey, but you sold the old machine, give us something. So that will have to go to your initial cost. But now you're going to get some relief. You're going to less, in this case here, the disposal value of old machine. The selling value, the selling price of old machine. This one here, the same. And then you get the IO, initial output. You get the IO. You get it here. Now, this is not hard at all. It's not hard at all, but I rarely get students who get this right. And that's why I would want you to invest your time in this after you clear. Or if you're very good in finance, like, students who have been in my class, or our class, we have very good teachers at RCM, If you have been in our classes, then you can also come and do this. But if you are a ninja who has not been in anybody's class, then you should be able to avoid this. You waste your time. So I'll look for the tax. So the only thing that I'm looking for here is a tax on disposal. So first of all, give me the profit on disposal. Profit on disposal of old machine. Sales proceeds minus net book value at year 2. Minus net book value. So is there somebody who is able to see here, how much will I be able to sell this machine? How much will I be able to sell this machine? How much will I be able to sell this machine? I can see already Mochama has given me that figure of 100. Are you able to see the selling price? They are not seeing this figure. These guys are not seeing this figure. You can see in this case here, second paragraph, where they are telling us that the new machine has a useful economic life of 10 years. The financial analyst of the company estimated that the existing machine could be sold for 2,500, 2,500, 2,500, 2,500. So then minus the net, remember we calculated net book value of the old machine. We did calculate the net book value of the old machine before I answer Wayne. It was 2,400. Net book value. Are they able to see this net book value of the old machine? Some working there. Are they able to see this figure? Are they able to see this figure? 2,400. Thank you very much. So then this will end up giving me how much here? This will end up giving me 100. So then go ahead and give me the tax on disposal of old machine. This tax you must pay. So it will be 30% times 100, which gives me 30 bob. And then Wayne is asking a very important cost, rather on question on installation. Remember when I say cost of machine, and I've repeated this several, when I say cost of machine, I must always include any installation, any freight charges, insurance in transit, or insurance on transit. You must include all those incidental costs in a car to the time of installation, the time of installation. So 30 like that. Thank you very much. And then go ahead and give me the initial outlay. Go ahead and give me the initial outlay. So the initial outlay, what do we have? Do we have the cost of the new machine? Is there anybody who is able to see the cost of the new machine, including installation? Including installation, cost of new machine, 8,400. I hope we are able to see this. It is cost of new machine, including installation. Then you add tax on disposal of the old machine, 30. You add that. And then you will come under less, in this case here, not scrap, but sales proceeds. Not scrap value, but sales proceeds. You less the sales proceeds, because you will sell, of old machine, which you guys gave me a figure of 2,500. So you should be able to subtract like that. And then you give me the IO. You give me the IO. You go ahead and they give me this IO, initial outlay. So now you should be able to give me this initial outlay. You should be able to give me this initial outlay. So 8,400 plus 30 minus 2,500, which will end up giving me 5,930. You guys already have this. I know you already have the total present value. Is there somebody who can remind me what the total present value was? Anybody who is able to remind me what the total present value was? We had computed it earlier up there. Total present value, 1380, and then we less initial outlet, which is 5930. So the NPV, the net present value, will be negative something, isn't it? Net present value will be negative something. So in that case, don't buy the new machine. Don't replace. That's an exercise in futility because you're going to lose. Negative 49, 45, 49. Negative 45, 49. And that is it. So the investment is not viable. The investment in a new machine is not viable. It's not viable. Then I would want to really request each one of us to ensure that we shall be able to repeat this same question from the beginning to the very end. From the beginning to the very end. And then if possible, I don't know which other time you guys would want us to meet to do one more question here from now the advanced level. And I'll be able to welcome even the our junior people, the intermediate people, be able to welcome you. The Gen Zs, the Gen Zs. Do you have like time tonight? Happen to be free tonight? After AMA, I'm very free at 8 p.m. Can I come in at 8 p.m.? If there is a semester I would want, if there is a semester I would really, really want to help you, it is this semester, because you guys have been very nice to us. Right now, in terms of student population, we are approaching 2,500. 2,500. And remember, I told you some time back that the moment I hit like this, the moment I get 3,000 students, then I'll be able to resign from where I work and then come and become a full-time teacher. And indeed, I hope God can hear me. Teaching is what I enjoy doing. Yeah, I wish you guys would really go ahead, market RCM pretty fast. We get those like 600, 700 students. Once we hit 3,000, then Mwalimu will be able to tender a resignation, and then he comes and he concentrates at RCM 100%. I know, of course, with the kind of support you guys are giving us, this will be achievable, and then I'll become a full-time teacher. I mean, if you look at even how I teach, should I really be doing any other kind of job outside there? No. This is what I should be doing full-time, teaching. So please get out of your way and ensure that we get these great numbers. Otherwise, thank you very much. So then get to see you guys. I don't know whether you are free. You haven't yet answered me. Are you free at 8 p.m.? Are you free at 8 p.m.? Or they have AFM tonight. They have AAA. So we shall overcome. I shall be able to organize a class tomorrow for you at lunch hour. Otherwise, thank you very much. Don't forget the YouTube. It is Joshua Aura YouTube. I'll be able to upload this video there. So once you get there, ensure that you are able to follow, that is subscription, and ring that bell. I don't want, I normally put very many videos there, and you just keep on asking me, only will show us that video. No, you should be able to follow that thing. You should be able to follow that thing. Otherwise, bye-bye. See you later. I'm happy that you are benefiting out of these remedial classes that can only happen at RCM Online College. I'm 100% sure that this does not happen anywhere else. It is only here. It's only here. Thank you so much. Be blessed. Thank you, Walter. Great. Bye.